Really? That's what you do?
Yep.
No. That's what you do. That's the best advice that you got to tell them.
Yeah.
You're telling me this. No. You're telling me this. You're telling me that somebody goes up to you. They go up to you with a broken heart and they're hurt and they filled with pain. They're heartbroken. They come to you asking you for advice on how to heal, and the best advice you got for them is go and be a hoe.
Yeah.
Un clavo saca otro.
Listen.
This is what's wrong with the majority of people, because you're not alone. A lot of people are like you. A lot of people like you would be like, oh, go and get with somebody else. Oh, go and do this. Oh, just sleep with somebody else. Like, that's the best advice we got to tell people nowadays when they come to us looking for advice. Go and be with somebody else. Un clavo saca otro. This is my issue with that. The only cure for a broken heart is time. How is it that you're going to go and get with somebody else? Now you're with somebody else looking for what? For fulfillment? Looking for what? For reparation on what it is of your broken pieces that are scattered everywhere. So now you're with this person, right? You're with this person and you're dating with this person for a whole year. And yet your ass is, you're not even over your ex yet. You're over here going on dates and still seeing your ex's face on them. Mm-hmm. How is that fair to you? Matter of fact, how is that fair to them? This is why I say the best cure, the only cure for a broken heart is giving it time. Give yourself time, period. Be content with solitude. Be okay with being by yourself. Give yourself the time that you need to heal, period. You out here going searching for somebody else when you're not even ready for it. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but here's what I will say.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on Brutally Honest. It's your boy Stitches NBC.
And your boy Brutal Keith.
Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Keeping it brutal. Why not? You've been in a relationship for a few years. It didn't work out. Go have your fun. Go enjoy yourself. Yeah, that might mean meeting a few new people.
That's fine.
Yeah, that might mean putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
You only consider the hoe if you allow yourself to be considered
I understand that, bro.
That's all I'm saying.
I understand that, bro. I understand you telling somebody to go and be out there. Mm-hmm. Go not to think so much about the issue. Try not to think so much about the person. Go and have fun. But we say, un clavo saca otro. And what that means is that somebody else can fulfill those needs for you. Go and sleep with somebody else and I bet you will forget. Have you done that before? Of course you have. I'm going to answer that for you. We've all done this. This is why we're talking from experience. Have I told this to other people? Of course. Have people told me this? Yes. Have I gone through it? Has it worked? Not one time. It has never worked.
Okay, I can agree with you there. That don't mean you can't still have your fun.
You could have fun, but you having fun and sleeping around is two different things.
Facts.
Like now because you're lonely, now because you're depressed, now because you're heartbroken, now you got to lower your standards.
Not necessarily. I'm not saying lower your standards. I mean, you can keep your standards high. It can just be, maybe you put yourself in a position you wouldn't have normally put yourself in, being that you're newly single. That guy that you're getting to know, or girl you're getting to know, maybe that's not normally your type, but you're willing to step outside of the box because you was just in a relationship with your type for years and it didn't work out.
Awesome. All I'm hearing is excuses. All I'm hearing is excuses for your actions as far as lowering your standards, lowering your morals, and getting out of character. You're not even that type of person. You're not even the type to go and clubbing and things like that. I understand what it is as far as getting out the funk and getting out of the normal routine and getting out there, like you said, you feel me? Like meet other people and things like that. But like I said, bro, like meeting other people, going out and having fun is completely different. What you like at whatever. They told me, oh, go and get with somebody. This person wants to get with me. And I'm saying person, whatever, because I don't want to say girl or guy because it always works both ways. You feel me? But like you're over here and getting with this person, you don't even like that person. But just because someone told you, gave you horrible advice to go sleep around, it'll make you forget about your ex. Now you're feeling even worse. Now you out there next morning feeling like a smut. What did I do? Now you feel even worse. Now you're heartbroken and dirty.
Oh, man. I mean, I've never felt that way, but I guess I could definitely get the point of view.
If y'all watching this live, press 1. Y'all watching this on a replay, press 2. Like, comment, share. And we definitely appreciate it. So you understand what it is I'm coming from, but there's still a but. What's the but? I want to know, what's the but? How is it? This is what I'm saying, bro. All I'm saying is bad advice. This is what I'm saying. Let's be clear. What I'm saying is that when somebody comes to you brokenhearted, talking to you because they want to vent, and you're there for them because, you know, they need a shoulder to lean on, and they need to be consoled, and they're hurt and whatever, and the best advice that us as a society, as a community, is to tell them, go and sleep with somebody else. That's the majority of the responses, and that's what I have an issue with. When the reality is, it should be, it's gonna be okay. Find your happiness within you. Be okay with yourself before you take that next step as far as meeting other people. If you wanna, let's say you're in a funk and you're just in the crib. You're just in the crib and you're stuck in the crib and it's been weeks and you're still stuck in the crib. And you as a friend, you're gonna be like, listen, you gotta get out. If it's me, you would tell me that.
Definitely.
If it's a good female friend, you would tell her the same thing.
Definitely.
Like, listen, matter of fact, you would offer to take them out.
I would.
A good friend, a lot of us would do that. Yo, I don't like seeing you like this.
Exactly.
Let's go out. Let's blah, blah, blah. But you're not even telling them, let's go and meet somebody. You're telling them, let's keep your mind off of it.
And I was going to say, maybe when somebody say go out there and meet somebody else, maybe the intentions could be good. It's like, look, the only way you're going to get over the last person is to meet somebody new and move on with your life. Now, we're not saying go do it right away. Maybe sometimes we are, especially if it's coming from me. I might be saying go do it right away. But it could just mean what you said. You know, find your happiness first, but once you get with somebody else and you decide to move on with your life, things will get better. Don't dwell on the last person. You know what I mean? In that regards, especially if they're coming to you with advice. Because like you said, if I see you in a rut or feel like you're not being yourself, you're not like you, I'm gonna say something. Or I'm gonna be like, bro, you always happy? What's going on? What's keeping you down? Let's go out. Let's go do something. Maybe I'll introduce you to girls. I don't know. But you'll figure that out. You'll decide what's right for you.
Would you agree that everything takes time?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all I mean, bro. Time. Give yourself that time. You feel me? Because if you don't give yourself that time, and let's say you went through a bad breakup. Let's just put a scenario out there. You went through a bad breakup and he or she betrayed your trust in however way. It's going to be hard for you to trust the next person you're going to be with. So until you give yourself the time to realize, not just realize, but actually implant it in your life as far as a life philosophy that not everybody is the same, that not everybody is like my ex. We all say, don't judge them with your past. Everybody is different. But the reality is we all say it. The truth is we are affected by our experience. We are affected by our past. Whether we want to admit it or not, we have a wall up. We are not how we used to be when we was teenagers and free to love.
I can agree to that.
I don't even know if we even go through that puppy love stage anymore.
Maybe when you're younger.
Like getting butterflies in your stomach. Now you get butterflies in your stomach and you over here taking milk of magnesium purgante. Like, nah, there's something wrong with my shit. Like, I ain't feeling right. Like you don't even trust the feeling anymore. Here's what I'm saying.
I can definitely relate to that.
Y'all tell me what's the best cure for a broken heart. Period. The thing is, we need to start changing. And for things to start changing, you got to stop wishing it and hoping it on the world. You got to start realizing that it comes within you. The best way to create change is to be the change and lead by example. You know, especially nowadays, you could text something, you could post something, and some people will read it. But more people are more inclined to watch a video than actually read.
Facts.
That's just my opinion. Y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong right there. If y'all watching this live, press 1. Replay, press 2. We here every Tuesday at 7:30. Brutally honest. Today, we're actually going to be talking about the differences, if any, of being exclusive with somebody and being in a relationship with somebody. Now, we're not going to get into details as far as what it entitles or the requirements or what it is as far as what's a relationship. We that's pretty common knowledge nowadays. It's the exclusive terminology that's being used and tossed around nowadays. And I want to talk about what's the differences as far as being exclusive and in a relationship, bro. Like, what is it? You tell me, if any. I'm asking y'all, what's the difference? What's the difference about being exclusive with somebody and being in a relationship with that person?
I mean, I want to say commitment. But ultimately, if you're exclusive with somebody, I think that is giving commitment. So I guess it settled down to the communication part of it, of actually saying to somebody, I want to be in a relationship or be involved. I want to build and grow with you and see what's going to happen from there. And I think at that point, it goes from being just exclusive to actually being in a relationship. But that's just my take on it.
You're saying the commitment and communication.
Well,
but if you say, okay, communication as far as letting it be known.
Exactly.
That, we're no longer exclusive, we're in a relationship now, and now you're talking about commitment. Commitment, what's the commitment? It's because if you're exclusive, you're already committing yourself to just being exclusive. So I'm asking you because I want to know, what's the difference? You're talking about it's a commitment. I feel, in my opinion, I feel like they both require a commitment. Can it be different levels? Yes. It's still a commitment.
Yeah. And that's why I think it ultimately, and that's why I said it underlying revolves around communication. Stating that. Because if you tell somebody, look, I'm exclusive with you, you're the only person I'm dealing with, that's one thing. Like you said, there is commitment in that in itself. But it's another to say, look, I want to be with you.
What if I said, and I want to hear your responses to this. What if I said exclusive and relationship is the same thing? The only difference is females are using the terminology of exclusive to try to trick guys into relationships because we don't like relationships. What if I said that? I would love to hear your feedback on that one.
So ultimately, what you're saying is the difference.
Just throwing things out there.
It doesn't matter commitment levels or
it's the same thing.
It's the same that women just use it
because
to tell guys, I'll be exclusive with you.
Yeah, because that R word scares us away.
The R word,
right? Let's just say it like that. You find it funny because apparently there's some truth to it.
Because I mean, we can definitely agree that some people feel like they've been trapped in relationships, right? Where you're just cooling with, you got your person you're chilling with, but they're telling their friends like, oh yeah, we just exclusive.
But this is what I don't understand, bro, because it's like you're exclusive with that person, right? And y'all dating exclusively. Y'all meeting each other's parents. Y'all there for the family gatherings. Y'all there spending the holidays together. But y'all just friends. But y'all not in a relationship. But no, that's not my man. No, that's not my girl. No, we're just exclusive. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Listen, now you gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be effing kidding me. The reality is, bro, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, okay? There is no difference between being exclusive and being in a relationship with somebody. And to those that disagree with me, I just want to ask a simple question. If there is a difference between being exclusive and in a relationship, then what's holding back from just being in a relationship? Why is it that I'm exclusive with this girl? What's holding it back to just claim her my girl if that's the only difference? The title. The title.
I can actually tune in on that.
Well, thanks, man, for having something to say.
Here's the difference. The emotions that actually go along with it. And what I mean is, you can be exclusive with somebody and not be the only person you're dealing with, only person you're involved with, so to speak, but you're not emotionally involved. Once you decide to be in a relationship with somebody, it comes with those emotional attachments.
Bro, the thing is that like we could talk about, oh, what's your meaning of dating, talking, being involved, being exclusive, relationship, whatever it is, good friend, really good friend, whatever terminology you use, right? The reality is that if you are getting with somebody and you are with somebody and you're dating somebody and whatever it is, whatever level it is that you think you are, or whatever level it is that you know you are, from your perspective, like you said, the communication. This is where the communication comes in.
Definitely.
The reality is, it doesn't matter what you think the title represents. It doesn't matter what you think dating or being exclusive is. What really matters is the question of, what do you think is the definition of us? What is it that you think we are doing? If I'm exclusive or talking, whatever, with somebody, and it gets down to that point, should it be in a week? It should be at least a month. Give it at least 3, for real. Don't rush into it, right? But you get to that point, and you out there, and you be like, okay, I think we're dating. Are we dating? Yes, we're dating. That's not enough anymore, because we all got different meanings and definition of what dating is. You feel me? So it's like, not as far as what are we, and I'm not saying as far as making what is it, like a settlement, like that even sounds like a divorce. No, I meant like an agreement. I feel as far as having an agreement with your mate, with your partner, with your potential, with whoever that person is, having an agreement of what we are and what your standards of dating is, or being exclusive, or whatever it is. Because a lot of us, we don't like to talk to multiple people at one time. A lot of us, we skip the dating phase and we go directly to the exclusive. Because I only talk to one person at one time anyway, so that's exclusive. Which goes back to what you're saying, the level of commitment. I'm just bringing it back around, you feel me? Just the level of commitment. A lot of people be like, nah, I don't like to talk to too much people. I understand that. I used to do it. I learned from it. You know, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I learned that. A lot of emotions can get mixed. And when someone messes up, instead of you analyzing it or trying to figure it out why they messed up, instead of getting to know the person, you like brush them off and go with option B. You don't even take the time. This is why I feel like I disagree with the notion as far as talking with too many people. I'm not gonna say my max is 2. I personally wouldn't talk to more than 2 per people at one time.
And like you said, you know, everybody has their differences on what dating is. You know, through what you're talking about in your experiences, you're saying that for somebody who just got out of a relationship, that, like I said, we might be saying, look, go meet people. They might want to entertain more people to see who actually they like. Meaning, okay, yeah, I might find you attractive, but the personality is so-so. Or yeah, your personality is, you know, you can talk, intellectual, etc., but I'm not physically attracted to you. You know, and these are different things that you figure out throughout life. And, you know, I'm still learning, you know. I didn't learn it all in my teenage years, in my 20s. Process, yeah. You know, I'm still learning as I'm going. And ultimately, you know.
All right, bro. So, you know, it might be confusing.
Communication.
It might be confusing for some. It might not be so black and white for others. Let me narrow it down like this. I'm going to narrow it down like this. If you don't know if you're exclusive with that person, do they still put their phone on airplane mode when you're around? Period. Now, to move on, being that we're talking about what's the difference between being exclusive and being in a relationship, being that we're talking from a guy's perspective, being that, you know, we do listen to a lot of the comments and a lot of the feedback, and y'all need to get a girl on the show, and the reality is, can y'all even handle it? Well, tonight we got one that's up for the challenge.
Yeah.
Everybody show a warm welcome. Let's clap your hands. Let's show her a lot of love. Tiffany Monge. Yay! And she's wearing the beautiful shirt. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
That's what's up. So what's up? How you feeling?
Feeling great.
You good?
Yep.
A little nervous? Nah, you're just excited. I see it. Big ass smile.
Mixed emotions.
So what's up? So talk to me. First of all, do you think that there is a difference between being exclusive and in a relationship?
I think there's a really thin line between being exclusive and being in a relationship.
Please elaborate.
What I feel, in my opinion, is the thin line comes with the commitment. I think kind of like when you're talking to someone, you're trying to get to know someone and you're dating, right? Mm-hmm. So you're dating multiple people possibly, but when you become exclusive, it's more of like, I'm focused on that one person. I see a potential. Then, of course, if it grows from that, it's like, now it's more of a we thing. I see, a future. So everything becomes more, instead of an I thing, it's more of a we thing. I see us doing this. I see us doing that. So it's more of a level of a commitment.
Okay, so I like the way that you said that. It's more of a we thing instead of an I thing. And you believe in your opinion that that's the difference between being exclusive as the I thing and the relationship as the we thing.
Correct.
Because of the future that you see in that person.
Correct.
So you might have had that picture of them, but it was blurry during the dating phase. And once that picture became clearer, it became exclusive. But once you was able to print out that picture and frame it, that's when you realize that it could be in a relationship?
Correct. So I think the exclusivity is more of the potential and more the relationship is I see it. Like I'm going for it.
Okay. So what in your opinion do you believe is that realization? What do you think happens? What do you think occurs that affects that transition from being exclusive to in a relationship?
Well, I think of when you start, like when you're exclusive, if you're talking about the exclusive part. Sorry, I'm really low. When you're exclusive, you kind of look at someone of saying, okay, I'm going to get to know you. I want to know the ups and downs of you. I want to know the ins and outs. I want to know the fails and, the greatness. And then when you see that bond kind of like becoming one, you know what I mean? And it's not no more of a potential of like, I think you can be this. You're showing and proving yourself as being yourself though. It's no more facade, right? Because you kind of do that when you start dating. There's no more facade. It becomes a little bit more concrete. Something you can hold on to. I think that's where the difference is. Does that make sense?
No, I definitely think that makes sense. And like you said, it's a thin line there. I guess the next question I was going to say is in that realization, is that a realization that you both have at the same time? Or is that something that you realize that, but the other person may not be there yet? How do you figure out where that line, like where you don't see it anymore and it goes from being one or the other?
Communication.
Okay.
Because it could always happen at different levels. I think very seldom do the feelings come at one time. If you do, then that's probably a twin flame. I don't know. But I think communicating on like how you feel, what they make you feel, and what's real to you is important so they can kind of understand where they stand as well. Maybe it's something that they feel, but they're just timid to tell you, and you bringing it out to them makes them want to, kind of like give you feedback on it. So communication is really important.
Communication is always important. As far as, a relationship and what keeps it healthy, in my opinion, is always three. It's always a triangle. Communication is definitely one of them. Trust is the other one. Which trust and communication goes in both, because if you got trust, then you can communicate. Mm-hmm. Sex, let's not forget about the sex. No matter what anybody wants to say, sex is important in that.
Very important.
Thank you for being honest about that. So it's like, do you feel like some females will use the exclusive word just to trick the guy into the relationship?
They can.
They can. Do you think some females actually do that?
I do.
Because
I think they're just as grimy as guys can be. Probably even sometimes worse. That's just my opinion.
And let me correct myself. I don't mean, because being that I'm talking from a guy's perspective, I should have said, do you think some people actually use that word? But the reality is, I feel like men are more inclined to be afraid of the relationship title. Mm-hmm. And they're more comfortable with exclusive, even though it all means the same thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Like you said, it's a thin line. Not exactly, but if you're not in the mood to debate or argue, whatever, yeah, sure, whatever.
But that puts up a whole big wall of,
But that's if you're talking with somebody else. Not if you're talking with your partner or your mate. Like you said, like y'all said, communication with that person. You feel me?
Definitely. And that actually brings up to one of the things that I wanted to say. And I mean, first off, I want to start off by saying that I apologize.
I hate that word. Nowadays, people don't apologize. We don't even care about apologies anymore.
I know.
Who cares about apologies?
And you're right, and I get that. But I do apologize. And I mean, I don't take it the wrong way. You know, I'm not apologizing to you guys or to you guys. Actually, when I say I apologize, and right now, I'm talking to myself. And what I mean is, I apologize for putting up with what I didn't deserve.
Can you say that one more time for those that didn't hear you in the back?
Definitely. That I owe myself an apology for putting up with what I didn't deserve. And, you know, one of the things I wanted to ask, and I ask you guys too, is how many of us actually do apologize? I mean, we might say sorry to family and friends if we hurt them or whatever the case may be, or wrongs that we've done or regrets we may have had, like, man, I'm sorry, I didn't really mean that, or I was angry in the moment. Like you said, you know, we're not defined by our moments. But how many times have we felt sorry about something? Do we actually apologize to ourselves, though? I mean, we might say it to somebody else, but have you guys ever apologized to yourself?
I understand what you're saying, and I understand exactly what you mean, but I feel like we should clarify a little bit for those that don't. What I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, what I hear when you say as far as apologize to yourself, I hear is cut yourself a little bit of slack. I hear stop being so hard and harsh and critiquing yourself so hard. I hear sit back, relax, and be proud of yourself for a moment for things that you have accomplished. That's what I'm hearing from as far as...
Oh, definitely.
I need to say sorry to myself. I need to apologize to myself as far as, you know what? It's okay for me to sit down and breathe.
Yeah.
That's how I'm taking it.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, it can be different levels to it on what you're apologizing to yourself for. I mean, we can take it, if we self-reflect, a number of ways. But in the whole apology, it's more so for putting up with what I didn't deserve, or you didn't deserve, or things like that. And what I mean by that is, do you know that you deserve better? I mean, sometimes we put ourselves in situations, and you had mentioned this earlier in the show, where we might change our character, or we might be put in a position where our morals might be questioned, or we have things where we look back and be like, man, you know what? I wish I didn't do that. Like, not necessarily a regret, so to speak, because we learned from the mistake.
I wish I had.
But yeah, like I wish I hadn't done that. And I think that's where we need to lighten up on ourselves. Like, sometimes we let those things hold us down to where we don't let ourselves get the better we deserve. Or we start to think we don't deserve better. We deserve what we get. And that's something where, why I'm saying I apologize is because when I realized that it's like, man, I put up with a lot. And sometimes, you know, I always pride myself in being direct and brutal and upfront. And it's like sometimes, you know, you can be harsh.
Yeah, definitely. Most times. What do you have to say about that, T?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
What do you have to say as far as what he's saying, as far as
Yeah,
apologizing to
I just-
yourself, you know?
Well, apologizing to myself, yeah, I do that multiple times. I self-reflect and I apologize to myself for not putting myself first. When I think of that, I think of not putting myself first. Now, you can tell someone how you feel. You can still be respectful in your delivery and still stand your ground and put yourself first.
Which leads me to the next part, which I was going to say is, don't let a hard lesson harden your heart.
Exactly.
And in regards to that, I mean, don't become bitter or numb. You can't have feelings or emotions because of something that you were wronged or you regret even, you know, to where now the rest of the world, all they see is this harsh, brutal you that's not really you. It's this shell you put up. It's that wall you built. It's this mask you're wearing because you've been hurt or you felt like, damn, I wish I could just change this moment or that moment. Don't let the moment defy you. And sometimes you gotta, like you would say to a friend or family member, sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and say, I'm sorry I did that to you. I'm gonna do better going forward.
Yes,
And
I
mean it
like
to
the way you
yourself.
ended that. I'm gonna do better for
that.
myself.
Definitely learn from the mistakes and move on.
Well, I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for. I would like to thank T. Moon Hey. For throwing through. Go ahead, show us that shirt, girl. Show us that shirt. You see that NBC shirt? A lot of people talk about it. Only few actually do it, you know?
Definitely.
Next week, we're actually going to be talking about beauty versus moments. And why is it that females hate more on females than what guys hate on guys? Females are more inclined to hate on their own than hate on anybody else. And beauty versus moments, which that all goes intertwined. I would like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Definitely.
Spend it with your family. To those that are real depressed, to all those that probably don't even have a home to go to all those going through a hard time, understand that you're never alone and you are in your best company. And at the end of the day, you might think you're alone. You might think you don't have nobody to reach out, but you're completely wrong about that. There's always somebody out there that's more than willing to open your doors. Lower your pride, humble yourself a little, open your heart instead. I would like to thank everybody. God bless y'all. Tuning out. Your boy Stitches NBC.
Your boy Brutal Keith. Keep it brutally honest.
Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week.